This evening on ENN Tonight.
They've arrived in North Carolina. Hear about the monks who've walked from Texas to High Point so far, and where they're headed next.
Brotherly love, sisterly love. Forget about racial lines. We're all the same. We're human. We bleed the same thing.
Hundreds gather in Burlington to honor Martin Luther King Jr. From music to speeches, the community came together to celebrate his legacy.
And students living off campus are unsure of how safe they are, especially after some concerning visitors.
Those stories and more.
ENN Tonight starts now. Good evening, and thank you for joining us for ENN Tonight. I'm Abby Gravely.
And I'm Alice Morrissey. Let's dive right into this week's top stories. Starting off tonight, over 24 monks have finally made their way up to North Carolina, and peace is what they're walking for. ENN's Angelina Fantaroni was there to capture all the action.
The Buddhist monks on their 2,300-mile journey from Fort Worth, Texas to Washington, D.C. have arrived here in the Piedmont Triad.
The group, called the Venerable Monks, made their way to High Point, North Carolina this morning. And some people waited for their arrival for hours, like High Point resident Joseph Holden, who came to the monks' lunch stop to receive blessings after going through hard times.
I've gone through some things in the past couple months that have absolutely humbled me. I had 3 surgeries since December 22nd, and I'm in need of blessings, and this is where to get them, right here.
Today, MLK Day, marks their 86th day of their long walk, but their first stadium visit. North Carolina is the 7th state they've passed through. Venerable leader Bhikkhu Panakara says the walk brings peace, kindness, and mindfulness, while many people may be suffering.
And that is the reason why when we hear about this movement, and we all coming out to walk together with the Venerable Ones, hoping to find peace.
Attendee and Elon Law student Tasha Lewis says she's grateful for the chance to see the monks during a symbolic movement.
It's history, and I just love the fact that it's on MLK Day because he was all about peace and nonviolent protests, and I think the Walk for Peace stands for those things.
And Holdup says the monks bring a message to the world that people need to get along.
Brotherly love, sisterly love. Forget about racial lines. We're all the same. We're human. We bleed the same thing. Peace.
The monks started their walk again around 2 p.m. and will reach their rest stop in Greensboro around 7 p.m. Angelina Fantaroni, ENN Tonight.
The monks were gifted by the city of High Point a city seal, and both the police and fire departments gifted them with badges. And now joining us live is Elon University chaplain Reverend Kirsten Boswell, and she's here to tell us more about this Walk for Peace. Thank you so much for joining us.
Of course, thank you for the invitation.
Of course. So starting off, they've entered here North Carolina, this area near Elon. How does the presence of the monks walking through our state, how would you say that impacts local communities?
I think that it shows local communities that peace is something that actually is tangible. It's not just an idea that's kind of out there in the sky and something that we think about from time to time. But I think the walking is a type of embodiment that shows that it's something that we can all attain through day-to-day practice.
Yes, definitely. And what kind of role does these demonstrations of faith and spiritual reflection play in promoting peace during times of conflict or division?
Well, I think that's just it. These monks are showing us a way of unity, unity through, as I said earlier, embodied walking, a walking spirituality. And I think that can show us in this very divided world that unity is something that we can and should aim for.
Yeah. Is there anything else that you feel like people should be taking away from this event and these walks?
No, other than just what a once-in-a-lifetime type of event or occurrence this is to have them in our midst, and that we should be very thankful for the opportunity.
How can students and community members engage with and support the monks during their journey if they want to?
Well, if you go to their official webpage, there are actually ways that you can donate, whether it be funds or food and drink or your time in certain cases to their cause. So I think that's how students can become involved. But just going to be in their midst, to perhaps walk quietly alongside them or to say a prayer as they're going by, I think is another way of being involved in their cause.
Yeah. And do you think that this event aligns with Elon's mission of multi-faith engagement and dialogue, and if so, how?
Absolutely, absolutely. This is showing us, so really the monks, although they are from the Buddhist tradition, are engaging this in an interfaith way. It's accessible to all people regardless of your faith background, your spirituality. And so I think that that type of open approach to seeing people for who they are, regardless of faith tradition and ethical framework that guides their lives, I think that that's absolutely part of Elon's mission.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for your time. We really
Absolutely.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Today is Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and over 400 people gathered in Burlington to recognize his legacy. ENN's Abigail Hines spoke with attendees about what they took away from the event.
The Mako Bigelow Community Center was packed this afternoon for the City of Burlington's annual Martin Luther King Jr. celebration.
We don't know where families are going when they leave here, but just knowing that people care about you and bringing that commonality together, I think is huge and is important.
The event featured performances from Elon University a cappella and performance groups, and a keynote address from local high school teacher Brandon Day.
Especially for the young people in the room, you matter. Your voice matters, and your dream matters.
Local vendors lined the walls and offered resources for the community.
Oh my goodness, the resources for the parents that I found inside here, I think are going to be phenomenal.
Burlington Mayor Beth Kennett says events like these are great for getting information out to local residents.
It's a way for everyone in the city to know what's available here and what resources are here, and it's an opportunity for those organizations to kind of get their message out.
The event ended with dancing and cheers. Abigail Hines, ENN Tonight.
Further coverage on the event can be found on our website at elonnewsnetwork.com.
Elon University is looking to launch a new full-time law program in Charlotte, and all it's looking for is approval from the American Bar Association to get started. Elon President Connie Book sent an email to students with a proposed opening date of fall 2027. If approved, the program would operate from the Queen's University of Charlotte campus and mirror Elon Law's full-time curriculum in Greensboro. Elon Law is already in Charlotte after starting in the fall of 2024. Elon Law Dean Zach Kramer says the program was designed for working professionals and has seen high demand. And he says that applications to the Greensboro program have doubled.
Still growing in Greensboro. So although it's our 20th year here in Greensboro, this is also the largest class we've had in our history. So we enrolled this year's first year class with 182 students. And that comes at a time, I think, a really exciting time for us in Greensboro.
Once in full gear, Elon Law will offer 3 North Carolina-based options and plans to have around 75 students per full-time class.
As more students move off campus, safety is becoming a bigger priority. Here's a look at how they're staying alert in town.
I don't know why you're so sad. You've got a roof over your head.
You gotta stop with that depression stuff. That's what white people think. You alright?
It just feels like it's coming from everywhere.
Do you want to talk about it?
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
Whether it's our stories, the warmth of our laugh, or our family's secret sauce, we all bring something different to the table. So make some space. The power of connection is waiting right outside your comfort zone. Learn how you can help strengthen your community at belongingbeginswithus.org/teamup.
there's only one thing that will save somebody's life, and that is naloxone nasal spray. Get 911 on the phone, get the emergency responses there on their way.
Yo, camping buddy. Okay, you guys ready?
Dude, I thought you were driving.
I thought you were driving.
Oh, I never said I was driving.
I definitely can't drive.
If you're high, just don't drive. It's illegal everywhere. If you feel different, you drive different.
Hate is loud, but love is the majority.
After the unexpected snow on Sunday, are we expecting more this winter, Mackenzie?
Thanks, Abby. Our last week of J-term is actually going to warm up, and then temperatures will drop again during faith break. Now for your Phoenix 5-day forecast. Tonight will be partly cloudy with a low of 19 and some wind. Tomorrow we'll have a high of 41 and sunny skies, but feel like temperatures somewhere in the mid-30s. Wednesday will be partly cloudy with a high of 46 and a low of 30. Now Thursday will be interesting. It will be mostly sunny with a high of 54 and showers throughout the day. But overnight, the low is expected to be 28 with a high chance of ice forming because of the rain during the day. So be careful of slippery roads Friday morning. Friday will be very cloudy with a high of 48 and a low of 19. And finally, Saturday will really cool down with a high of 27, a low of 12, and a chance of snow and freezing rain. That's all for now, but I'll be back later with a winter weather update.
Thanks, Mackenzie. We'll be sure to check back in with you later.
Many students are saying that since they've moved off campus, it's made them more mindful about safety. I was able to get all the ins and outs on how students are feeling about living within the town of Elon. Students say since moving off campus, they've developed more safety habits that they didn't always have. Locking doors constantly, using apps like Life 360 with roommates, and installing front door cameras are all tactics they're taking seriously.
We didn't actually have the ring plan, and then we had some random strange men come knocking on our door, and that was when we decided to buy the ring plan just to be safe, you know.
Several off-campus apartments will use systems similar to the eAlert system to send immediate messages to residents. West End Apartments sent a note earlier this month saying residents should be cautious and do not open your doors to anyone who you do not know or were not expecting. This was sent after staff reported a suspicious person in the area.
It can be like a little frightening, especially like you hear all the stories on the news, but I think that we are able to trust like that the Elon Police Department and the people here are doing the best they can to keep us safe.
Elon website has safety tips for students both on and off campus, encouraging people to lock doors and report any suspicious activity. Alice Morrissey, ENN Tonight.
And on top of students feeling unsafe off campus, the residents at West End and Trollinger Apartments are uncertain about their living situation after the ownership and management of the two complexes has changed, with little information about who is now in charge. Residents received an email on January 12th saying that 3 days later, there would be new management that would run the complex. Former managers Redstone Property Management have already logged tenants out of their online portals, and students who live there still don't know who the new owners or managers are, or who to go to with questions. Elon senior Annie Gozen, who's lived in West End for roughly a year, says that the silence has been disturbing.
I honestly think the communication it's been really difficult, and there's basically none at all. I've talked to my other friends living in other apartments in West End, and we have no answers.
According to North Carolina business records, the property is now owned by Second Elon Properties LLC, a company that's been registered since 2002. Redstone and Second Elon Properties have not responded to ENN at this time.
Business background reports are raising concerns about the town of Elon's proposed municipal building purchase. The test of a former biotech facility found major maintenance issues, including roof damage and drain problems, with renovation costs in the millions. This is on top of the pricey purchase. Officials say damages will play a factor in whether the town moves forward with this purchase or not. The council is looking to have this building be a new town hall and police department site.
On January 1st, more than a dozen new laws and changes took effect in North Carolina. State law now recognizes only two sexes, male and female. The change is part of House Bill 805, which became official after the General Assembly overrode a veto by Governor Josh Stein in July. Other laws taking effect this year include House Bill 67, which allows North Carolina to join an interstate medical licensing agreement, and Senate Bill 479, known as the SCRIPT Act, which requires some prescription drug price increases to be reported. These changes mark the start of several policy updates across the state as the new year begins. Penalties in North Carolina animal shelters have tripled just this past year. The State Department of Agriculture found that these disciplinary actions rose from just 7 to 22, mostly from lack of resources and staff experience. WRAL spoke with the state's animal welfare director, and she says that many of the staff members could benefit from additional training, mostly because they're new. Some of these disciplinary actions have resulted in fines, but if an animal suffered, there's a civil penalty. No shelters in Alamance County have been fined.
And after the break, hear about some concerns students might not have about artificial intelligence.
And check back in with me after the break, because I'll have all you need to know about how Elon basketball played this weekend.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Even more than I wanted a gold medal, I wanted a heart of gold, like the mentors who were my balance beams refusing to let me down, and the coaches who spoke out to anything out of bounds, heroes who never stood on podiums, but stood up for me. Every shot I made, give the assist to those who since my youth were referees, ready to blow the whistle and end abuse.
I rescued Toast from a shelter in 2011. I love Toast because she's a lazy diva. Toast does whatever she wants, obviously. She's sleeping right now. She's an epic snuggler. She's so comforting. She's so loving. Toast makes me laugh. When I walked into the shelter, I knew right then that she was special.
Kudos, Carl. You've always had a need for speed. Racing anything with wheels, speed reading novels in record time, yelling out 3, 2, 1 at every traffic light. But this time, you've taken your power obsession to the next level. By purchasing this electric vehicle, you've given yourself instant torque that blows your old launch times away, which will keep you saying, woo-wee, every time you punch the pedal. Good for your adrenaline, great for the planet. That's the power of EV.
Well, it was a packed week for Elon basketball, and ENN's Kathan Gandhi is in studio to give us the recap of how both teams played.
Thanks, Alice. Both Elon men's and women's basketball hit the road last week at the midpoint of in-conference play. The men's team flew to Boston to face the Northeastern University Huskies. It was a competitive back-and-forth game, but the Huskies rallied to win 85-78. After the tough loss, the Phoenix made way to New York to play the Hofstra University Pride. Hofstra was ranked number 2 in the CAA, but Elon's number 1 ranked offense showed out. 3 Elon players led the Phoenix to an 89-85 victory. With the win, Elon is now 4-2 in conference play and 12-7 on the season. The women's team started its trip with an offensive explosion against the University of North Carolina, Wilmington. Freshman Ashanti Fox was on fire, scoring 17 points. Wilmington's many turnovers gave Elon the edge in a decisive 72-62 victory for the Phoenix. Elon then traveled to South Carolina to play the College of Charleston, and despite a good showing from Elon's senior Layla Anderson, the Phoenix struggled to keep pace with the Cougars, who went on a 21-4 run early in the second, ultimately winning 87-64. That's all I have for you right now. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks for that update, Kathan. Elon's men's basketball team is set to play next on January 22nd against Townsend, and the women's team will play next against Hampton University on January 25th.
For the first time ever, Healthy U is offering 1-credit courses during J-term. These winter term Healthy U courses are geared towards promoting wellness during a time of year that's typically stressful because of the different pace. Elon counselor Bonnie Buckley is teaching Being Brave, a course that helps students work through anxiety-inducing situations. Buckley is not a full-time professor, but she enjoys these opportunities to teach.
I love what I do in counseling services. I do not want to be a full-time faculty member, but I love being in the classroom. So this is a really great opportunity for me to have my cake and eat it too.
These courses are also offered in the fall and spring, with topics ranging from physical activities to mental well-being.
Artificial intelligence has become a part of daily life, and for college students across the country, AI is front of mind when it comes to job hunting. Harvard Youth Poll says that 59% of young people are having anxiety about AI threatening their jobs. Elon University has focused on AI in higher education and is trying to curb concerns about AI taking those jobs. But when asked, Elon students say they're not concerned about the threat of AI in their future careers.
I'm not too worried about AI taking my job. I think it'll make it faster and it'll make it easier, but I don't think I'll ever get outright replaced.
I'm a strat comm major and I'm not really scared because I feel like it's like a trend and it'll die down.
Students say they see AI becoming a tool for their jobs more than a threat.
And stick around for a snow recap and winter weather outlook after the break.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed.
In 4 days. There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children. She didn't know what to do.
Did you have a good day at school?
She gave them some broth without any bread.
There you go.
And kissed them all soundly.
Night night.
Good night. And put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
Women are bad with money. That's what the world's been saying for centuries. But now, we've got something to say.
Save it. It's time to save ourselves by saving our money.
Until we're no longer 80% more likely than men to live in poverty in retirement.
Save it. The falsehoods, the feelings of fault.
Then, the funds. Learn how to save for your retirement at wesaysaveit.org.
I've always been told I gotta be strong. Thick skin, tough as nails. But to be everything for everybody, It wears on you. Black don't crack, they say. But it can. We all can. Reach out to a friend if you see them going through it. No matter who you are, being vulnerable is what makes us whole. Learn how to help at seizetheawkward.org.
A $2 million Mega Millions winning ticket was sold at a grocery store in Randolph County, just a county over from Alamance. The ticket, purchased at H&M Grocery in Sophia, matched the 5 white ball numbers and doubled its prize with the game's multiplier feature, putting the big win well within reach of the Elon community. Formal sorority recruitment is right around the corner. Traditionally, during Fake Break, it begins this Friday and will end on Wednesday the 28th for a full 5 days of rush, one extra compared to last year. Elon's newest sorority, Alpha Epsilon Phi, had a whole different process for its first ever member class, but this year they'll join the other 9 sororities for formal recruitment. Right after sorority rush ends, fraternity recruitment begins, and on the first day of classes. It'll run from the 30th until February 5th for a full 7 days of rush. And on top of that, Elon's Kappa Sigma chapter will be back for their first formal recruitment since 2019. And our Mackenzie Cruz is back with our winter weather update. Mackenzie, what's it looking like?
Thank you, Abby. Yesterday, we got about a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch of snow. It was fluffy, but the sidewalks were quite slippery. There were high in the mid-40s to the low 30s with a low of about 25 last night. In our area of North Carolina, we don't usually get this much snow, so will we see more of it this winter? As I mentioned in the 5-day forecast, the end of this week will have periods of snow, freezing rain, and sleet. That's due to a winter storm kicking off the start of Fake Break, moving west to east across the country. What will we expect coming back to campus for the spring semester? Sunshine and lots of cold. It'll be in the low 40s with sunny skies for at least the first 2 weeks of February. That's all for now. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks for the update, Mackenzie. Well, it's definitely been a cold couple of days. What have you seen?
For sure. I was super surprised to wake up and see snow on the ground, especially because it was so nice last week.
Exactly. And this morning when I woke up and was leaving the house, the entire parking lot of my apartment complex was just ice, which I was not expecting at all.
Speaking of leaving your house, you got to go see the monks today.
Yes, I did. I traveled to High Point. It was definitely a very cool experience. One thing that specifically stuck out to me was the number of people who were there. There were thousands of people. We were in a baseball stadium and it fully packed the stadium. It was standing room only for this event, which was very impressive and a very cool thing to see.
Yeah, and if you guys take a look at the video that we just showed, you can see how packed it was and how many people came out to witness that. That must have been really special, Abby.
It was definitely a cool experience, and it was interesting because you never really know where the monks are going to be. They kind of update it every day based on weather and logistics. Their initial planned route isn't necessarily always what they think it's going to be. It changes. So it's a very cool, keeping you on your toes. You never really know where they're going to be. So I'm glad that we were able to catch them and cover that story.
Abby, did you have anything that you heard when you were there that really stuck out to you?
One thing was the importance of mindfulness in incorporating positivity and peace into our lives. They talked a lot about deep breathing techniques and just centering yourself without the distractions of technology or other people, and really connecting with yourself and the world around you, which I feel like is a message that's pretty essential in the world today when there's a lot of distractions.
I think we could all use some of that advice, especially with finals coming out, coming up this week. But that's right. Do you have any big tests coming up? Anything?
I do not.
For finals?
I do have a writing assignment for my final. What about you?
I got pretty lucky. Nothing too big. Just looking forward to Fake Break.
Me too.
Well, that's all the news we have for you this evening. Thank you so much for joining us.
Head over to our website, elonnewsnetwork.com, for stories, sports, and more.
Make sure to follow us on social media at elonnewsnetwork.com.
Have a great night, Elon.